Alrighty. I think you guys can hear me. I have no idea how loud this music is. It's very loud on my end. Maybe too loud. Can you guys hear this? Let me know if it's too loud. Can't tell. What is up? Good morning, good morning, good morning, people. It is Tuesday. I was just poking around with my bot a little bit. Let's take a look at ES and NQ. Do have a little opening long on. Go over to the big boy chart. Who we got on deck? SMK Prabhu, AB. We got Paul S. Paolo preparing for war. Dallin and Orhill. Just the key players. All here. All ready to make some money. That's what we like to see. All right. We already have some targets. Okay. We cracked all-time high recently. Obviously, we can get rid of that line. So I did a measured move on NQ on the daily. I think I shared this in the Discord the other day. Okay, we go to the daily chart. Was looking for a movement higher, right? Just based off of the consolidation here. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not looking for a move higher based off the consolidation. I am looking for a move higher, period. Second sentence. So what would higher look like? So I did a measured move. Okay, I posted this at some point. Okay, we could do one like that. And let's see if I arrive at the same answer as I did before. No idea. Should be pretty close. Holy smokes, it is. Okay, so the way that I do measure move is from the first impulse to the top of the consolidation, and then using this measuring tool, right? Then I'll do a just copy and paste from the bottom of the consolidation, and I project that higher. So this is my measure move, target higher on the daily. I expect us to do get a little bit of resistance there, reaction. Obviously, when you're trading at all-time highs, okay, the auction has literally never existed there before. Okay, so as a trader who uses the volume profile, when we're looking at these, when we're using the volume profile to trade, we have to understand auction mechanics overall. We're using the volume profile because we're auction market theory traders. But if there's no auction, you have to understand that all of the magnets are below you, right? For example, if the market races up to here today, okay, there's no one there, right? Which means all of the magnets are going to be lower. That's why the market's natural kind of movement is the zigzag, right? Comes back, grabs some liquidity as it continues higher, right? Pretty simple stuff. Man, I'm kind of drowsy today. It's weird. Weekly target higher. Oh, that already got hit. Notice how right around this target it reached up and then it consolidated a little bit, right? As the staircase is higher. All right, we'll leave our weekly target up there for this measured move. That's fine. Let's add some other interesting things into our chart. So we have a pretty obvious trend line down here. Okay, if you missed it, boom. This is on the daily chart. Nice little trend line there. Go down to the, I guess before that, there isn't really anything worth mentioning in this time frame, right? There's a very obvious node here, kind of reframing what I said before, right? We have the trend line. All of our magnets are lower. Okay, so if we look for a retest on our trend line, it's probably going to coincide with, right, this shelf here at some point, right? Not necessarily today. Today, we could just have a bullish continuation, reaches higher. It honestly doesn't matter to me. How would I say this? How the trend plays out, okay? That's almost irrelevant. How the trend plays out is irrelevant. How we play it, there's really two options, okay? If we start on the very far right of the spectrum, we're an investor, right? In my investment account, which you always should all check out, okay, my investing channel, I literally just invest $60 every day, every single day. Okay, and I'll show you where that account is right now. It is, go over to Robinhood, show you guys this account. Don't look at my login information. Shoot me a text. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is an account that I started. I haven't done in my investments for this week. Go figure. This is an account I started on a channel called, it's now called Your Relationship with Money. But this is the far right of the spectrum, right? So day trading is on the far left. We're doing intraday speculation to generate income, right? On the far right, we're just buying every single day. Playing the trend, there's two options. Either you just day trade it, right? Either the highs or lows in the zigzag. But as it relates to investing, okay, so this account is, a little over $18,000. I started it April 2024. You can see the power of just consistency, right? I'm assuming you guys can see this. Actually, let me fix it's super cut off here. I guess you guys can't see it, huh? Come on, come on. And, oh, I'm a streamer, guys. Don't worry, guys. I can do it. Something like that, okay? Good enough. So this is one extreme. Austin Pope, what's good? Take a risk. What's good? Kirthan Muthukumar, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Please like the stream, help a brother out. So one extreme on the left, one extreme on the right. Day trading, investing. When it comes to investing, I'll repeat myself here just so I can complete this thought. It doesn't matter where we are in the trend. You're just buying, right? As investors, we're playing the, I'll say the monthly chart. If we look at the monthly chart, we see that the equities markets has a very obvious bias upwards. Duh. Okay, so we all know that. Even with these big pullbacks, investing is, one of the easiest ways to get rich. That's why Warren Buffett is super rich, right? He's an investor. Okay, as speculators, we're generating income. If you want to trade the trend, right, you want to use what we know about the market, that upward bias, and just general math and risk management together to understand that you can just position inside this trend basically at any point in time, right? And if you can ignore all of this noise, if you know that the market's going like this, okay, then it doesn't really matter when you get in. The question becomes then, okay, what can I risk based on my account size in order to stay in this trend without getting margin called? That's the ultimate question. Okay, so if you want to trade the trend, that's the only thing that you care about, right? Not getting margin called. But don't be surprised if we come back and retest this trend line. Okay, that was the moral of that very drawn out and roundabout story. Make sense? All right, hope it does. We are going to do another giveaway this week, by the way. So for all of y'all on here, all 25 of you, 25 of my dearest friends and family, I knew I could depend on you. We're going to do another one of these giveaways real quick. Real quick. We're going to do these weekly. All right. And sign into this. Go ahead and make a copy of this form. How do I make a copy of a form, guys? There's got to be a way. There's got to be a simple way to do this. Make a copy. Dang, there is. All right. Week of July 8th. MFF giveaway. All right. As my Funded Futures best partner, if I do say so myself, I am one cool mother effer. We're giving away some My Funded Futures accounts. I might do some other, I'm gonna reach out to some other firms as well, see if they wanna give me some free stuff. Literally cost me nothing and it's cool for y'all. So if there's any that you want me to reach out to, throw them in the chat. I'll send them a screenshot to show the people clamoring for the content. Let me go ahead and publish this form. Make sure that you guys respond, review. It's going to be anyone with the link. Hold on here. Yes. So I want to lose sight of the market here. I fill out this form. All right, prior POC, still above prior POC on ES, 2 hour. So we did have this kind of long body doji here, right? Into the close yesterday on the 4 hour. And you can see how we're kind of bouncing out of that, right? It is a down candle, but a pretty nice, you can see here, these long body bottom wicks in this uptrend, right? Tend to get respected. So another one of those there, pushing us higher. Nice little D shape overnight here. So we'll watch that. Anyone with the link can respond. Done. And publish. Nope. Copy the link. Copy. All right. And if you want to win an account this week, there's the form for you. Try it out. I did take this long. Let's go over to MAQ, see where we're at. I'll watch my P&L. Up 280 ticks, whatever that is, money-wise. A few contracts, nothing crazy. I'll do a little trade review at the end of the day. This is, I said I was going to trade a 3K account, so trading a 3K account. See how we do with that. I'll start posting videos on that, hopefully. Schedule's crazy. We broke ground. If you haven't seen my stories yet, I'll show y'all. Oh, it's gonna mess up my. Is it? Let's see. Can I go to my page? Did my story expire? There it is. I don't know if you guys can see this. So this is our new space that we're building out. Just broke concrete yesterday. Instagram is in my bio, I think. It's just Trading with Forrest. There it is right there if you want to follow along on the journey. Building out 3 new studios. We're just leveling up the game. So if you want to follow along on that journey. Really good reason to trade, by the way, guys. I realized this is something I should talk about more. You know, day trading has allowed me to have all kinds of fun, and you know, freedom is different for other people. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love entrepreneurship. So I think a lot of people just want to trade. They just want to, you know, be behind their desk and do that, which is 100% fine. I like building businesses, and so I just use the money that I've made from trading over the years to build this business, right? So that's pretty cool. It's a cool thing that I'm doing. But check that out. Want to follow along on the journey? Appreciate y'all. Oh. What time is it? 9:45. Let's see. There's no data today. Yeah, I'm just expecting a slow grind higher. Just expecting a trend continuation, straight up. Let's go ahead and spend some of this money that I have in this Robinhood. Let's see. If I could switch it to mobile view, if it'll fix itself in the browser. Doesn't really matter. All right, we're gonna buy VOO. So when I do this kind of investment thing, I just buy VOO every single time. Very, very simple. Let's just move this up a little bit higher. in my stream overlay so you guys can see it. This is the least organized stream, but you know what? Who cares? All right, so I do $60 a day. I didn't do yesterday, so let's do $120. Do $121. Got an extra dollar in there. Hit review order, hit buy, boom. So we buy the lows of the market, we buy the highs. That's what it means to invest. And again, this account's at 18,000. You see here that on just VOO, I'm up about $1,000 since I started this challenge a year ago. So if you've been in my Discord and saw me start this, cool. Holdings, VOO, Palantir, NVIDIA, Microsoft, TSM, SoFi, Rivian. I have 137 shares of Rivian in this little challenge account. Let's see what I am there. I'm down 116 bucks. Not doing well on Rivian. I need those guys to get it together. Absolutely get it together. I do have some Rivian calls as well. $40 calls. Just a bet that they would have a breakout year this year. So we'll see. It can still hit. Could not. I'm down $500 on my Rivian calls. That's exciting. But yeah, that is the investment challenge. It's going. It is going. All right, let's get this screen out of here. We don't need it. We don't need any of those things. Pretty slow open. We do have some divergence here on ES and NQ, pretty obviously. So if we look at the POCs for both of these charts, okay, the point of control is important within our system, the VPE system. It shows us where the most activity has occurred in a trade. It is not VWAP, but I do think of it similarly to VWAP, where we are above the point in the auction today so far where most people have transacted in ES, on the ES index. On the NQ index, that's not the case. We are below the price where most people have transacted. And so let's use a very simple analogy. You go to the store, okay, and you know you want to buy some apples, and you know that most people have bought apples for, you know, $22,934, and apples are currently priced at $22,916. You're gonna go, wow, I've got a pretty good deal on apples. I'm saving like, you know, 19 bucks from what most people are paying. Okay, but then you go to the oranges section and you're like, wait, most people paid $6,281 for apples. The market's breaking my analogy, but you can see how it's opposite when it's above it, right? So that price matters quite a bit. And so whenever the indices are diverged like this, you just want to be careful, be a little patient, and let them sync up, unless you have some kind of read on the divergence. You know, right now I'm just playing the uptrend. This price action doesn't really matter, to be honest. Just wanted to use it as a reference point for thinking about the POC. But in terms of the actual bars that we have, long bottom wick, bounced out of it. We're up here, we're consolidating here in the morning, nothing crazy. There's no tier 1 data today, so we'll probably grind up, go after these key levels. Next key level, right, prior day high up here, 63.15, okay? And this session's high from Monday looks like it was 23,027. Overnight low, doesn't really matter in this context. There's the prior day low, and we'll go ahead and mark out prior day low here just so you guys have some lines to look at. Generally, don't need these marked up. I did make an indicator for this as well. Well, this indicator does a few things. I need to actually, I think Shane was working on an improved version of this. My goal, and something I've been building in the background, is to fully automate my system. Not execution wise, but as a screener across the market, so that I have like a basket of things that are constantly alerting me, things that fit my trading system, and I can make a game time decision to execute or not. Good morning, Pavarthi. Welcome back. Hi, Forrest. Already registered on the last live. Do I need to fill the form again? Yes. Every giveaway is separate, so you will have to do that again, my brother. Let's look at 6280s. This is I don't know what you guys can see right now. It's all jammed up. Little tool I built to query options and chart them. I'm gonna reorganize my stream tomorrow, fix it, but for now, it's just gonna be a little jank. If you want to try it out though, go to forspot.com. It mostly works. You know, iron out some bugs. I think I'm missing some environment variables. I vibe coded the heck out of it, which is great for adding features. This is the longest running project that I think I've had. You know, my favorite thing about this, which I'm very proud of, is that it is essentially a SaaS tool that other people use. I have users, which is ironic because I've built a lot of software in my life, guys. I was a software engineer for a long time, and it's the only product I didn't try to make money on, and it's the only one that people use. Go figure. But I am paywalling it right now because it does cost me money to use. Still consolidating here, nothing crazy. Are there any tickers, any questions in the chat? What do you guys got for me today? Hit me with something good. What tickers do you want me to look at? Any trades you want me to review? Top G. What's good, my brother? See, the trade is still up around same amount. Nothing crazy here. Couple hundo ticks. What do we got? Somebody hit me with something good. Let's see if there's anybody in the Discord. Man, I just got pissed off, guys. I just looked at these thumbnails that my thumbnail guy sent me, and it's just like, they're just not good. VOOG versus VOO for long-term holdings is more heavily weighted in tech. Probably a good idea. It really comes down to a question of what do you want to do? I'll say this, they're really, when it comes to investing, if you're buying like large cap, if you're buying a basket of goods that's large cap equities, you're probably fine, especially if you're buying like American tech companies, right? You know, America is the best economy to invest in. Okay, I'm not making a judgment on other economies or social issues at all. But when we talk about like long-term, like the compound growth, we're always talking about the US stock market. So the thing is that growth, right, that 8 to 10% compounded annually, right, which is why I started this challenge, is based off of the S&P 500. So when you change that weighting, I don't know what the math turns into. It could be better, it could be worse. It really depends on, you know, what tech companies they add in here. But definitely when you have like the pops with NVIDIA and things like that, like you're going to make more in VOOG than you would in just VOO, right? But the inverse is true as well. So I would really have to look at, like, since the inception of this index, how it's performed versus VOO. That'd be interesting to see. What's your long-term vision for this move? I mean, all-time highs, basically. There's assuming we're in an uptrend. It's all-time highs. What is the time frame for VPE for scalpers? The same principles apply across different time frames. There are some fundamental truths about trading, though, that people on the lowers don't think about sometimes, though, right? For example, okay, there are 4 key levels, and we'll just maximize ES for this. I am going to answer your question directly. I'm first going to answer it roundabout because I think this is important. In a day, every single day is a story, right? There's a narrative every single day about how it can go, right? And there are some major liquidity levels that either will or will not get taken out in a session, okay? So if you're trading the 5-minute and you're not aware that you're at prior day lows, or you're not aware that you've already swept a prior day low, for example, right? And maybe the market's coming back to it or something, or the market's rocketing towards prior day highs, and it's 3 p.m. and you're curious at 3 p.m. is it going to take out this other level, or is it going to mean revert into the day? Those are very simple concepts that when you're trading in like the 1 hour or higher, easy to contend with, right? You remember that where these nodes are. You lose that information if you go to like the 5-minute, right? That overall story kind of becomes invisible, right? So if we go to the 5-minute, so the same principles apply, but this is very often when I look at scalpers charts, right? This is how zoomed in they are, okay? And they're looking at these like, I mean, they're looking at things that I'm completely irrelevant to me, quite honestly, like all of these highs and lows, okay? But what's most important is that they're missing the context about where they are in the daily narrative, okay? So the VPE relies a lot on this idea that these major liquidity areas matter and that there's an overall story that makes sense for a day. There are only some major hits in a novel, right? There's the setup, there's climax, you know, there's the prologue, right? Or whatever it is. So exact same principles apply as a scalper, right? You still use the nodes. You could change the periods of your session. So my session volume profile is from settlement open to close. You probably would want something that's more periodic to really leverage it, right? Or, you know, the way that I scalped when I was doing like 50 trades a day, which I don't really do anymore at all, which I'm pretty proud of. It took me a while to like fully kill that. Like I do not scalp at all anymore. Like not even a little bit. You know, I would play these little micro trends, right? So right here, I could see, I'm not going to waste time drawing on these lines, but little micro trends and things like this is an area that I would probably take 3 or 4 trades in, 100%, right? Just trading this shape, right? So trading the technicals, things like that, but you lose sight of the bigger picture very easily, right? And so you'll hit it out the park, and then you might miss like the time of day or something like that that'll smoke you, right? But yeah, as you get to the lowers, that's where, you know, technicals could be more useful. At least I would use them much more when I was scalping. But for these trades that I'm holding for, you know, days, hours, whatever it is, I'm just looking at the nodes. I'm just looking at the volume profile. Sub Dallin. The lowest that I would go would be like the 15-minute, you know, but I'm not really scalping. I mean, the lowest I go is the 15, really for information on, if we're at an edge, I want to see if volume is coming in the formation of a signal candle, right? Basically, if I'm cheating my system, which I don't recommend anyone does. And you can see how like this is bouncing off of that little micro trend that I just drew, right? That could have been a little scalp right there. See, it's like really easy shit. But stuff. But, you know, I don't take those trades. It's literally not worth it, in my opinion. I think the best way to trade, and I'm very biased about this. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you can do whatever you want, and like, yeah, you can technically. But the people who are making big dollars aren't really scalpers, to be honest. They just literally are not. So I like to emulate what works. I'm lazy. Scalping is hard. You have to be sucked in. You know, I was looking at Bookmap 24/7. Literally, I would look at Bookmap in the morning. I'd look at Bookmap overnight. EU session. I was looking at the book all the time. I just don't want to do that. So I think it's suited to some people for sure, but for me, I'm just not suited for it. You're the editor from some days ago. Did you send me your work? If you sent me a link with your portfolio, I will look at it today. I'll take a peek. Peeling off a little bit. I think I said, what's up, Quad? What's up, Quad? What time is it? Don't let me lose track of time today, guys. I have an 11 o'clock that I need to get to. I love our celebrity clients. They really are cool, but they are chronically late. Chronically late. I don't know why I thought. So we have some new NBA players coming in today. And I don't know why I expected them to be on time. But they are not on time. But these guys are, if they don't have a manager or something with them, like if they do stuff themselves. Go ahead, like the stream. Help a brother out. Help a brother out. Some pretty cool promos, I think, going on right now across most firms. You can use code Forrest Trading just about anywhere. For the ones that are My Fun and Futures, use Forrest Trading. Get the maximum discount. Apex, if you want to play the 20 account slot machine game, Apex Trader Funding. Go ahead and use code Forrest Trading. Daytraders.com. Use code Forrest Trading. Take Profit Trader. Take Profit Trader. I don't think this video came out yet. I need to see if I posted it. They changed their pro account to end of day drawdown, I'm pretty sure. So they are moving up the ranks in terms of prop firm recommendations. But they basically had an end of day drawdown, and then when you passed the challenge, they would go to trailing, which was just, you know, absolutely stupid. It was one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. But yeah. Dude, just give me gold. Gold is still inside of this daily range. It's a massive note on gold. Do they actually sweep this price here? Gold is either going to bounce right here, right? So it's doing like a 80% retest of this wick here, prior day. It's either going to bounce right here or it's going to crater and race below this low here, right? Retest this trend line, kind of how it did, right? So this previous trend line. Only the Pro Plus accounts have end of day. Well, they are slightly better then. Take back what I said. I take it back. Let's look at platinum. Platinum consolidating at the highs. Let's go to the 1 month on platinum. Big top wick there. I literally had to look at what day it was. July 8th. It's the beginning of the month. Let's go to the weekly on platinum. A lot of top wicking on the way up here. A lot of top wicking. Let's see if we crack this previous weekly. Weekly low swept. Let's add that in there. On platinum, let's take a look at CL. Ranging around a little bit. Oh, dude, my freaking back. Anybody have good chair recommendations? I need a new chair. This is a Herman Miller piece of crap, apparently. This is a really old chair. If you have a chair recommendation, chair is really good. Send it my way. CL's just been ranging. It's better to put it into here. Very interesting. You know what I might do? It's going to set an alert bracket here. Range low. This is how I come up with trade ideas. It's very, very simple. Literally brain off. Range high swept. So CL is very obviously ranging. Once it gets to one of these price areas, see there's a node here. We'll consider taking something. Failed to sweep this high up here. So they swept this consolidation. They did not sweep this high, 109.67. And we have this block above us, right? Kind of the ceiling. This auction here. So I want to see, this was formed way back in, basically this time period here. So this auction is resistance right now. This was from, this is a long time ago. That's crazy. This is years and years and years ago. Charts don't lie. Yeah, once we hit the edges of these range, I'll look for a trade there on CL. What other tickers do we got? Apple. Dude, I'm just gonna, next time Apple hits this line, buy some more Apple. Look at this trend line on Apple. So there's this one, and then there's an inside line. You guys might not see it as well. Okay. So there's the channel above. There's this one. We break it. We get into this inside channel. Okay. So there's kind of 3 channels here. There's this one. And there's nothing below. Right? Well, 2 channels, I should say. So there's the inside channel. And there's the one above. Okay. So anywhere down here is the best buy, obviously. And here's a pretty good buy. These are the worst buys, but you can see that even buying here, you're doing pretty good. All right, different way. Let me check with my team where they sent these. Let me check where he uploaded that. If you're new here, say what's up in the chat. We've got 30, a dirty 30 hanging out. Getting gross in the markets this morning. This is still true. I can't remember when I wrote this. I don't know what screen I'm on. We are uptrending. We want to be long biased. Your trades will go green if you hold longs in an uptrend. Okay. This was not yesterday I wrote this, but I think probably a few weeks ago I wrote that, or maybe 2 weeks ago or something. And you can see it remains true. When you're uptrending, being long biased is the easiest way to speculate in the markets. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Oh my God, dude, the amount of spam that I get, it's insane. You know what I want to do, guys? And I need your honest opinion on this. I do a lot of day trading content, which is fine. But when the market's like not moving like this, I really want to do like reviews or something. What should I review? I could review other traders. I could review movies. I could review the latest drama. I don't know. Something other than talk about price action I honestly don't care about. Because I'm not a scalper. Here's the thing. I could talk about the lower time frames and all this other stuff, but I'd be lying to you if I said I cared about it, because I really don't. Here's what I am thinking, right? I care about the 2 hour. I care about the 4 hour. 4 hour did have a nice top hook that came in here, follow-on candle lower, and we have this nice node below. Okay. And there's this wick down here. So I could see this wick getting retested pretty nicely. We do have lower highs since Thursday, which we do want to be aware of, right? So we are coming off a little bit. So we have these lower highs trend, right? I want to crack this in our uptrend so that we don't get too much of a rotation lower. If you want to pull react view, you have to drama farm something like Iman. Oh, yeah. That's crazy, man. You know, people who are willing, able to, are just, I'm not going to say he's shameless. I don't know the guy, but, you know, he built a whole trading channel without even half to being a trader. You know, it's crazy. Review YouTube content creators that don't use the Move Miami. I could put them on blast. That's a good idea. Go follow, by the way, our studio channel, The Move Miami, if you want to shoot some content, start your YouTube career. It's a pretty good business. It can be. can be a decent business. Unfortunately, I'll tell you what, guys. It was pretty close last year, but I still make most of my money from trading, unfortunately. I've actually tried not to do. I would love if most of my money was made from YouTube or something else, and I could just trade. If I could just trade the money that I made from not trading, it would be ideal. Go after ICT and Patrick Wyland if you want to stir the pot. I could. I could. I'm either like completely disinterested or I'm like hot-blooded is the thing. But I get pretty fired up. And when I'm fired up, I'm just not the same guy. I'm not this nice, caring, loving, amazing, great hair, amazing skin, probably the best dressed trader that you guys all know. I become something else. Something I don't like. Something dark. Why did I stop at MFFU TV? They wanted a different host. They wanted a different host, which is their prerogative. That's what they wanted. Boom, boom, boom. I still partner with them though. Nah, I'm still an affiliate. We'll see what happens there, but I don't mind still. Regardless of how they run their show or anything like that, my whole angle in terms of talking about prop firms has always been making sure that new traders have the best options, right? And so, you know, their expert accounts. I don't feel the same about their any prop account is fine, by the way, if you have a system and can pass and make money. Like, we're talking about the context again of all my feedback is trading is really hard. If you're a new trader, don't make it harder, right? That's always the framing of this. There are a gajillion examples of people passing accounts from every single firm getting paid out. So it's like, that's fine. So yeah, my fund of futures, I really like their pro accounts, or not their pro accounts. I can't think of what their accounts are called, expert accounts. Because it's just end of trade drawdown. It's very simple. It's just very, very simple. They're not cheap, but they're the simplest, like, you just pay for what you get leverage. Then their other plans are, you know, across the spectrum of how I feel about them, but they're all good. Their tech is good, their support is good, I think, which is also important, you know. Then I have various opinions. Obviously, Apex probably the most contentious. I should do another video and update on their. I'm actually just curious on their lawsuit and how that's going. But even with all that BS, like, you know, just read whether their business is scummy or not. Like, just read their rules, and if you go into their house, you got to play their game. Are they the best option for a new trader? Absolutely not. If you feel like you can pass and get paid from 20 accounts, though, it's an amazing form of leverage. And that basically sums up my opinion of Apex. So if you want to account from either of them, use code Forrest Trading. Same with every firm, right? The ones that I actually have linked are just ones that I think have some unique usefulness. Apex for leverage, day traders for leverage. My fund in futures is just the best all around for newbies. TPT is decent. What is up with the Patrick Wyland stuff? Is he still getting sued? I gotta actually go into my Twitter, which I never use. Let's see what's up with the Patrick Weiland. Patrick Wieland. Where's he at? I thought he deleted his Twitter. Looks like he's fishing. No idea. I'll have to do some homework on the drama. Did I hit 8 figures this year? Did I make $10 million this year? Not even close. I'll tell you what, the year I make $10 million in a year, you will know. I'll be acting different. Some people say, don't let the money change you. That shit's gonna change me. Change the way I look, change the way I talk. Every dollar I've made has made me a better person. I'm kidding, that's not true. It sounded cool in my head. But you'd know. You would definitely know. If I crack 10 million a year, I'll crack 10 million a year like from all sources. If I make 10 million in a year just from trading, you'll definitely know. But I could see myself doing 10 million from all my sources of income. Not this year though. I could pick up 8 figs right now, but from the grocery store. I love that for you, Mr. Smith. It's the type of confidence that we need in the world. So we have this wick down here, prior day low. Could get retested. POC still is higher. Let's see if it shifts. Shifts lower. Still coming off. We are below the value area low. If we hold below this VAL, then yeah, we're gonna come down for these lows here. Can you guys hear this music? I'm gonna jump here in about 6 minutes. If you've got any questions for me, ask now or forever. Hold your pieces of the puzzle. If we do come lower here around a big boy long, yeah, they're definitely coming for this wick. Not really. I'll just use my funny futures, honestly. Just discovered your channel, about a month in trading. If you started today, what are 3 main things you prioritize in trading? Risk management. Okay. Actually, there's just one thing that I prioritize, which is having a plan. If you actually plan, it'll cover all your bases, right? If you think about, okay, just make a decision. I'm going to trade 2 contracts today, 1 contract, whether it's full size, minis, whatever, it doesn't matter. So that's your plan. Stick to your plan. I'm going to take a long at this level. I'm going to go short at this level, right? Those are the types of things that make trading really, really easy that most people just flat out don't do. straight up. But yeah, planning and risk management are really the only two things that you really need to focus on as a newbie. If most new people just traded one M and Q, right? Think about this. If when you started trading, prop accounts or whatever, you're probably leveraging up, you're probably doing dynamic risk, you're switching things around. You might have never failed, right? Because you've managed your risk. You reduce your risk to a point where you could afford to learn. You could afford to make mistakes, right? So much trading is all about execution. And so when it becomes a competition between your P&L and your thesis, P&L is always going to win. Okay, you need to trade small enough to be able to test your hypothesis. Otherwise, you'll never be a good, scientist, because you won't be able to collect the data that you need. And without the data to back up your system, you're going to lack confidence, right? Confidence is really born from experience, right? Your brain, whenever you're in a situation, your brain is going to zigzag through your neurons for the fastest path of like, all right, what's the last time something like this happened? And if the last time something like this happened, you were freaking out, guess what's going to happen this time? You're going to freak out. It's really that simple. Good question. Always a good question. Always a good question. Ugh, this 12 hours is a little scary. If we get a 3-bar pattern on this, we're going to smoke this floor. Come to the other side of this, 62.30. Tell you what, the next time we have a pullback like this, I should have just longed 10 in Q. Oh my God, dude. 10 in Q long from this. It's $1 million. I would have been up $1 million since fucking April, dude. Just 10 NQ long. Really puts it into perspective. It's $1 million easy, one trade. What is more challenging, becoming a consistent trader or running my company? Running a company is a lot harder. Being a good trader it's just you, right? It's you versus you. The scope of what you need to solve it's difficult, but it's much smaller, right? In a day, for example, right, I'm thinking about our ad strategy. I'm developing copy for new offers. Yesterday I was on the phone with a few different partners, trying to negotiate, how we want to work together, contracts, think about our cash flow, right? We have a number of different potential investors, right? So trying to figure out things with them, buying gear, have to be an expert on cameras, best stuff for studios, reach out. There's the scope of things that I have to deal with. Then there's the people component, right? I'm dealing with clients, I'm dealing with my employees, making everybody happy, my business partner. Running a business is way harder. Way harder. But in a different way. I would say a small business. I could probably go in and run I mean, I know for a fact I could go and run some, like a company that's already built and humming, like that's way easier. But yeah, building a company, I'd say is harder than trading. But yeah, I could go and be a C level at some whatever the hell, and I'd probably save them $2 million a year. That shit is easy. Boom, boom. Anyone notice what we bounced off of? Right? Nice mean reversion there. Okay, there was a node below us. Just a nice little respect, right? Edge of this shelf. It took me a while to make some rules and stick to them 100%. Yeah, it honestly just takes time. You know, it just takes time. You know, I remember I used to do, I haven't been on a long run, but I used to go on long runs quite frequently. But I used to have a really big resistance to going on runs. I was like, I don't want to run. But after probably a few months, probably 3 months of just running, it became automatic. I didn't even think about it. It's almost like when something hurts in your body and then you don't realize when it stops hurting, you're kind of just like, oh, my foot used to hurt. I just realized it doesn't. That's kind of what it is with bad trading habits. It's like after a while you're like, oh, I haven't done that in a while. It just takes that repetition. But again, it's because your brain your brain has a set of experiences. And so if you have 3 years of doing something this way and 7 days of doing it this way, right? Your brain is it's trying to lower risk. It's trying to reduce your anxiety. Anxiety comes from uncertainty. And so your brain's like, this is the most likely outcome, right? And so you have to train it. You have to give it a set of experiences that are different than, the past experiences. That's how you form habits. It's really, if you can keep that in mind whenever you're doing anything, if you realize that it's literally just a game with yourself, like just training your brain like a muscle, it makes it way easier to get done. Because now you're not relying on willpower or anything else. You're just like, oh, my brain's like this stupid thing that like it doesn't matter what I think. It's relying on a set of relevant experience. So I just gotta power through. Makes me curious if some people with enough liquidity will long-term hold futures for the increased leverage instead of holding the index, just rolling the contracts. 100%. 100%. It's something that I consider. I'll always be a trader, but if I was going to start a fund, which I think about every once in a while, it's like, would I want to trade and speculate that capital, or would I just look to place it? I very much am leaning towards just placing capital into the markets and swinging long. Because if I had done nothing, 10 in Q from April to now, okay, you're not going to catch the low. So let's just say I got 5,000. That's $1 million. It's a smooth million, right? And that's just to all-time highs. You just hold that forever, right, till the next contract. So I'm like, all right, 10 contracts isn't too many. If I did 50, I mean, you do the math. It's just easy too. Like putting 50 in Q into the market is nothing. I'm a blip on the radar, right? Let's actually do the math, right? 50 times 20 times 5,000 is 5 million, right? So you're making 5 million in, a few months, which isn't too much effort at all. So that's just kind of how I think about it. I'm very much about efficiency in life and all things. I'll always trade and speculate, but I think as I become bigger, I would love to place capital like that, and then I would speculate with options, just for my A setups. I don't know. It's always a developing work in process idea, but when you just do the math, when you just look at how simple it is to just buy the dip with fat leverage if you have the capital. It's like, why would I try to short this, you know, prior day high sweep with 30 contracts? You know, like, why would I do that? And I could just do nothing all year, wait for the market to roll, hit this weekly or monthly trend line, hit buy, and, you know, go AFK. Something to think about. Anyways, I gotta roll. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Join the Discord if you're not in it. We have a few of them here. Dallin is one of our mods. Quad, QQQ Trader, one of our members. OG Trader, here's a few other people here. PG, if I missed you, sorry guys, my window's pretty small here. But we'd love to have the rest of you in our Discord. Have an amazing rest of the week. Please like the stream. And yeah, that's it.